A wise woman once told me this: there's a devil at every level. Let me say that again. There's a devil at every level. Now, when I say that word devil, what I'm talking about is, I'm not saying it from a religious context. I'm speaking it more from a symbolic context, meaning that no matter what level you get to in your career, there's going to be somebody that's going to be the devil at every single level, right? And when I say devil, I'm saying that this is a person that is trying to make all hell break loose in your life, okay? That is trying to bring chaos to your life, that is trying to make your life a living hell, that is trying to be difficult, okay? That is trying to push you to the edge of risking it all, okay? And here's the deal. You have to understand that at every single level, that person is going to exist. It likely will not be the same person at every level, okay? But at every level, somebody's gonna play that role, okay? It's just how it goes, okay? And so here's the thing. When these situations come up where you're interacting with this symbolic devil, right? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to respond as opposed to react, right? I want you to be responding effectively as opposed to getting caught up in your emotions and reacting. See, it's far too many people who have found themselves in very difficult situations, okay? And they have allowed their emotions to get the best of them, and they've ended up reacting in that moment, in that emotionally charged environment, and then they end up ruining their career, right? Making a bad decision right there in that moment, and it ends up messing up the rest of their career. Or worse, it ends up messing up their life, okay? So what I want you to do is, I want you to anticipate that at every single level, there's gonna be a devil. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna be a pain in your ass. At every single level. And if you expect it, then you're in a much better position to respond. And so what I'm gonna teach you in this video is I'm gonna teach you some ideas that can help you respond effectively when you encounter these devils. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Career Strategies. My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%. And on this channel, I'm going to teach you strategies that can help you advance your career. If you like my content, do me a big favor. Join my community, join the family. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be dropping content on a daily basis that's going to be able to help you advance your career. All right? Again, so in this video, what we're talking about is there's a devil at every level, okay? So let me tell you where I first heard this phrase. So this had to be, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago. I was working on a job, and there was this person. There was this person on my job. Let's just put it this way. I had a manager, okay, that that played that role of the devil in my life at that point, okay? Me and this guy didn't get along at all, okay? Right from the very beginning. But oddly enough, here's the weird thing about it. I actually learned more about sales from this guy, okay, than any other manager that I've ever had, okay? With the exception of one, right? So he's number 2 on the list, right? But I learned so much about sales from this guy, but me and this guy did not mesh well, okay? And I just felt like he was constantly like taking little jabs at me, you know what I mean? And it was just one of these situations where, because we didn't mesh well, I probably it was like one of these situations where everything he did just bothered me, okay? And so, nonetheless, I remember this one particular day. I was like, he did something. He said something. I can't even really remember. See, this is why I don't want you to react, right? because you get caught up in your emotions and then you react, and then years down the line you won't even remember the pure details of what had you mad. You just remember the emotion, right? That's why I don't want you to ruin your career and ruin your life over being emotionally charged in that particular moment when you're dealing with somebody that's a devil in your life. Okay, but here's the thing, he did something, okay, and all I could remember was at that moment I just had this sensation where I was like, I'm about to throw this dude through the window, right? I wanted to respond violently in that particular moment, and I ended up leaving. Obviously I didn't, or else I didn't do that, or else I wouldn't be here talking to you, okay? But I ended up walking out the office. I ended up calling my cousin, and I'm like mad, super mad, right? And I remember I was talking to my cousin, and she told me something that her pastor said, which is there's a devil at every level. And she just explained to me, like, look, you cannot allow these devils to trick you out of your position, okay? To trick you out of your freedom, to trick you out of your greatness, okay? You can't do it, because here's the thing, whether they realize that they're being a devil in your life or not, the reality is that no matter what level you go to, somebody's gonna play that role, okay? So that's when she started to explain to me that I need to pretty much anticipate that no matter what level I go to, somebody's gonna play that position, right? So there's no reason for you to get all caught up in your emotions and end up risking your freedom or risking your career or risking anything, right? You should just understand that somebody's gonna play that position. And what you need to do is learn how to respond in those moments skillfully so that you can be effective. Now, oddly enough, in this particular situation, this particular person ended up eventually leaving the organization, okay? And I didn't have to end up dealing with this person for the rest of my career there, okay? But nonetheless, you know, it was just one of these situations where I got so emotionally charged, and there are people that are going to work right now, like somebody, maybe it's you that's listening to this video, and there's somebody, you know, at your office that is driving you up a wall, okay? That is annoying you, and you feel like you're going home, and maybe you're crying every day when you go home, or maybe you're just pissed off when you have to go home because you have to deal with this person every day. But what I'm here to tell you is you gotta learn how to effectively interact with these people. You gotta learn how to effectively respond to these people in a way that's not gonna hurt you and it's not gonna hurt your career. Okay, so I have 3 potential strategies that are gonna help you to interact with these devils in a way that's not gonna ruin your career. Okay, and definitely in the worst possible case scenario, that's not going to ruin your life. Okay, so strategy number 1. I want you to limit your interaction with these people if you don't have to interact with them. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes the people that are the devils in your life at that moment in your life are people that you don't necessarily have to interact with that much, right? So if you don't have to interact with them that much, like if there's somebody that's not ultimately that important to the success of your career, then go out of your way to just limit your interactions with that person, right? There's no reason for you to get frustrated if it's somebody that you don't really need to necessarily interact with, right? So if you can get out of that situation, or you can limit your interactions with that person, then just go ahead and do that, okay? The second strategy that I'll tell you, okay, is address it head on, okay? And so one of the things that the previous CEO that I used to work with, that I used to work for, one of the most valuable things that he taught me was the importance of addressing problems head on, okay? And that you can't run from your problems, right? Now, like from the previous strategy that I just gave you, this is a situation where you don't necessarily have to be around someone, right? So I don't even call it running from from somebody in that situation. You're just limiting your interactions with that person, right? But there are some instances where you can't run from or where you can't limit your interactions with them. Maybe the person that's the devil in your life is your boss, like it was in my situation. Okay. And in those situations, I highly recommend, it's going to be very uncomfortable, right? It's not going to be something that you necessarily feel good doing. It's going to require you to get out your comfort zone 9 times out of 10. But I want you, if it's somebody that you can't avoid, that's somebody that can impact your career for sure, I want you to address it head on. Because here's the thing. In some instances, the people that are that symbolic devil in your life don't even know that they're causing you as much, stress and anxiety as they're causing, right? You may feel like they know what they're doing, but they might not necessarily know what they're doing. And so what you want to do is, when you address it head on, what you want to do is you want to go out of your way to make sure that you speak directly when you're communicating with them about articulating, here's the things that I have a problem with, okay? You want to make sure that you lay it out in a very clear, concise type of way, right? You don't want to be vague, okay? You want to go up and you want to say, hey, I just want to make you aware. And by the way, when you address it with them, don't address it with them in public, okay? That's another thing that will reduce the emotionally charged environment, okay? Because sometimes people can get on the defensive when you actually address things head on, okay? So what you want to do is you want to ask that person to meet in maybe a room or something, and then you just, in a very calm, in a very clear kind of way, you say, hey, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I don't really appreciate it when you do this, and this. Okay, I feel like like you're attacking me, or whatever it is that you want to say. You articulate it the way that you want to articulate it. But what you want to do is you want to address it head on in a very professional, in a very calm type of way. And the reason why you want to do that is because you don't want to go in and have, like, if you're going to address it with somebody, it's already awkward a little bit when you're doing it, but you don't want to be the reason why the emotions go through the ceiling. Okay. So what you want to do is you just want to address it in a very calm manner. And typically what I have found from personally doing this, okay, is that very rarely is someone going to take offense to it. Like, most of the time they're going to say, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I was doing that. Yada, right? Now they may be lying if they say that, but then again, they might not be lying, right? They may be saying, I genuinely didn't know that I was the devil in your life. You see what I'm saying? And then things can start to get better, okay? But if you don't address it head on, in a lot of instances, you can't expect people to know that they're the devil in your life. You understand? If you don't let them know the things that they're doing that are annoying you and that are causing you to stress out and all these things, it's kind of unfair. You see what I'm saying? But now the third strategy that I would share with you, and this is like in the more extreme cases, okay? There are some instances where I say the best thing for you to do is just exit this situation, okay? Like if you feel that if you feel that the person that is in that role in your life is how can I say this? If you feel like the person that's in your life that's playing that position of the devil is not willing to change and it's causing you an immense amount of stress and anxiety, and there's no way you can avoid this person at all, it may be time for you to just go ahead and move to another situation. Because here's the thing, the world is too big. There's too much opportunity out here to be stuck in a situation where you hate and you cringe waking up every single morning because you cringe the idea that you got to be around some particular person that you cannot avoid in any way, shape, fashion, or form, that you've tried addressing things head on with, and this person refuses to try to make your life a little bit easier, right? Life is too short. Okay, so if you're in these extreme situations, I'd rather you just respond by exiting the situation, find another job, find another situation, than to be in a situation where, you know, you're just outrageously stressed out every single day. You see what I'm saying? But these are the three things that I would do. Like, these are the three things that I keep at the forefront of my mind whenever I'm dealing with somebody that is that, you know, proverbial devil in my life. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that I do. I'm either going to limit my interactions with you where I don't have, because listen, you don't have to talk to people. Okay. With some people, I guess you may have to talk to, but if you don't have to talk to them, don't talk to them. If you don't have to be around them, don't be around them. If that person is the person you feel is the devil in your life, right? If you have to be around them, then the first step is you want to make sure that you address things head on. You can't expect problems just to fix themselves. And then the third situation, which is in the extreme situations, is you want to exit the situation. If there's no fixing it, listen, you can't make people change. Okay? You can bring things to people's attention and hope that they will change, but you can't make someone change. So if you find that you're in a situation where you have to interact with somebody and they just refuse to change, it may be time for you to just go ahead and look at exiting the situation yourself, because one thing you can control is you. Okay? Listen, I hope you got some great value out of this video. I want to give you free access to my training platform called Interview Prep University. It is 100% free. It's a virtual training platform that you can have access to 24/7, 365. And what it does is it teaches you strategies. It teaches you how to exponentially improve your job interview skills. And so if you'd like to get free access to this, just go to www.interviewprepuniversity.com. Again, that's www.interviewprepuniversity.com. All right. Listen, do me a favor, like this video, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.